concept of a Minecraft sequel is an interesting one, with a game that is predominantly built around imagination, which is an infinitely expanding resource of ideas from people all over the world. Surely, there is no limit to what can be achieved, right? People have used redstone to build killer bunnies, zombie games, battleships, light switches that actually work, and even lifts. That's not to mention the haunted houses, parachute free-falling, fantastical structures, and even a giant Coke can. Is a sequel even relevant? What could it offer that the original can't? What possible incentive could a sequel have over the original? And how would the makers ensure it separates itself as an original and distinct game in its own right, rather than just a toy box of new mods? It would have to be different, yet familiar. It would need to offer something above and beyond what the original does. But what? How would it work? Should it even be attempted? Well, with the release and instant success of the story mode game, perhaps there is something else Minecraft fans might want after all. Let's wind the clocks back to when the game was first quote-unquote released. A time where zombies didn't make any noises, where beds never existed, and you needed to endure the night. The game was harder, less well known, and different from what people know now. It's evolved, it's changed, but how much change is too much? Eventually the game becomes something else entirely. Adding a skin or texture pack is one thing, but giving the player the ability to forge a weapon more powerful and longer lasting than diamond is something else altogether. In fact, it could be argued that such a move would be way too risky to the franchise, as it could change the game mechanics and potentially cause more harm than good. It goes back to the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And rightly so. However, people will eventually want more options. Therefore, separating mods and DLC from the main game seems like the most viable bet in keeping things fresh. It means people can try new concepts without infringing on the game as a whole. The separate story mode was a great idea as it allowed players the opportunity to explore the world of Minecraft from a completely different perspective, something new and refreshing that was in no way detrimental to the original masterpiece. So it goes without saying that Minecraft 2 should be an entirely separate entry into the series and no way affiliated with its highly successful predecessor. Minecraft is a stunning achievement. Its popularity is through the roof. Its closest competition is simply miles away. Let's just look at Google Trends for a second. Focusing just on video games. If we type in Sonic, we can see the blue blur is pretty popular search. Mario significantly more so. And then Minecraft. In a whole league of its own. People love it as it offers the player complete control and freedom to do more or less whatever they want. Want to build a house, a castle, or a giant computer? Go ahead. Want to make a farm? Why not? A giant robot? Go for it. What about a psychedelic trip for a creeper's eye? How about using a dog as a hockey puck? Ask Stampy. What about a giant world-destroying atom bomb? Yes, yes, and yes. Just about anything can be done, and what's more, the experience is different for every single person. Some people start on the beach, others in a winter wonderland. Me? I started in the jungle and had absolutely no knowledge of the game whatsoever. I had no idea what to expect and instantly found myself lost. Arrogant and stubborn, I refused to use the tutorial or look up any information whatsoever. I found myself wandering the jungle aimlessly, not knowing what I was supposed to do. I dug a small tunnel, which I thought was pretty cool, and went for a swim in a small lake. What struck me almost immediately was how wrong my initial nose-up opinions of the graphics were. For a game void of circles, it looks absolutely stunning, and the music was gorgeous, is gorgeous. It's the perfect game to unwind to, escape to, live your whole damn life in. In fact, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with the world. Give me a first class ticket to Squaresville, please. Seriously, I can see why people dedicate so much of their time here. Every single square is yours. You can build a house, have a dog called Barnaby, and invite your friends over for a steak. The game is pure genius. My first experience was simply mesmerizing and everything was dandy until the night came. And then everything changed.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Are those red eyes? Oh god, what the hell is that? It's a giant spider. Sod off! Go finish a Frodo or something. What the heck? This place is terrifying. Terrified, I climbed all the way to the top of a tree and hid there all night long. What's that noise? It's okay. It's okay, they can't reach you up here. Everything's gonna be okay. Just keep looking at the moon. Just keep looking at the moon. The moon and the stars. They're so pretty. It's so bright. It'll be day soon. Everything's gonna be okay. But when day broke, I knew I needed to act fast. I needed to make a shelter, somewhere safe to go. I was also getting hungry, so I needed to find food, and just like that, I'd gone from speculating psychologist to terrified man in a jungle, fighting desperately to survive. And the more I learned, the bigger things I started to build, and the stronger and more experienced I got. Once I owned a small house underground on a tiny island. Not long after that, I had an underground tunnel connecting it to the mainland, then a bridge, a second house, and finally, a giant mansion in a hollowed out mountain. And still, there was tons to do, tons to explore, and tons to experience. As I continued my perilous journey, I ventured into the desert and came across what looked like a man-made structure. Curious, I went inside, not really sure what to expect. It was the first time I'd found anything that didn't look like part of the environment. I noticed a hole in the roof and a pattern of colours on the ground. There was a block in particular that stood out, a blue one. I dug down and sure enough, there was something underneath. What's that sound? You've got to be freaking kidding me! Please stand by. Your viewing experience is very important to the gaming psychologist. While you're waiting, why not eat a blueberry muffin? Yum! Da-dum-dum-dum-da-dum-dum-dum-dum. You gotta love karma, right? The world blew me up, I blow you up. Now, I know what you're thinking, it wasn't you personally. The creeper that killed me died in the process, and the TNT in the pyramid has probably got nothing to do with you. But despite all that, I'm still griefing you pigs, because, well, it'll make me feel better. And let's face it, you and the pigs are all just artificial intelligence anyway, so none of you could care less. Bye!
Oh no, what have you done to my pigs? Oh, you're going to pay for this. Ah.
Minecraft is a beautiful and wonderful experience. It's also a real eye-opener for the future of video games. It's clear from the success of games going as far back as SimCity, Sim Hospital, The Sims, Time Splitters 2 level creation, Disney Infinity's Toy Box, Mario Maker, and Minecraft that people love sandbox and simulation games. A lot of them market themselves on the only limit being your imagination, but is that strictly true? While there's no denying that the game mechanics allow you to utilize Minecraft with infinite possibilities, point is, there's always ways to build upon and improve original concepts because people are always coming up with new ideas, and unfortunately there will always be boundaries with man-made concepts, hardware limitations, ideas not thought about, leaving us with, in Minecraft's case, one of the most beautiful and stunningly expansive walled gardens ever made. Can the garden be made bigger? Of course it can, because real limitless imagination lies within, and it's there a newly forged concept can be created. My idea for a sequel to Minecraft would be this. Allow the player to use the cubes inside the cubes in whatever way they want so they can build bigger and more detailed structures. Allow the player to reinvent the cube. Hey, that's pretty cool. Maybe they should make that the tagline. Circles can't be introduced because it would take a core essence away from the Minecraft franchise, so smaller squares would be the way forward. In more detail, although redstone offers some possibilities, it's complicated and often takes up a lot of space. If you create a system where cause and effect are simpler to implement, it would mean that you could more or less create the ultimate tool of game creativity. You could create puzzles to complete, mini games to play, and tombs to explore. I know you can kind of do those things with Minecraft as it is, but in more detail, that you have total and complete control over every aspect. You could create an engine for a car by using cogs and gears that actually spin and work, and you could apply that same concept. You could use those same cogs to power a giant mousetrap or a bubblegum shooter. If the tool itself works in-game like a tool in real life works, it would open up a whole new level of imagination. It would give the player the ability to create games within a game, share them and expand Minecraft's life for decades and multiple incarnations to come. Minecraft is a wonderful, clever and creative masterpiece that has brought millions of people together, inspired multiple generations, created laughter, frustration, excitement and joy.
Go and get him again, Lee. He's made another run for it.
This is Sparta!
Oh baby, baby, eat this steak and
He's coming. Hide, hide.
Should a Minecraft 2 be made? Or do you feel I'm not giving Redstone enough credit? I'll leave the question to you. But if the game was put on the table, what would you like to see it become? If you like this video, then I don't need to tell you what to do, you know what to do, but what I will say is that it really does mean a lot to me because it shows you appreciate the work that went into this. Also, I love feedback. If there's a particular part of this video you really enjoyed, tell me. If there's a part you didn't, tell me. I really don't mind what the feedback is, but if you tell me what it is, it will help me to improve my videos and make them better. I'm just one guy, and these videos do take a wee bit of time, so speak up, tell me. I'm not going to bite. I just really want to make good quality content for you guys, and if you tell me what you like and what you don't, I can give you even better. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. I am the Gaming Psychologist, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye. So you see this block here, it's quite high up, it's not easy to reach, so you need to jump as high as Mario can jump, and almost as far as he can jump to touch it. And then you've got to ricochet yourself back onto the block next to it, which is hard enough without the hassle of this piranha plant shooting fireballs right in the direction you need to go in.